Hello, Miss Laura, coordinators. This video is meant for you to present the idea of the virtual labs that we were asked to investigate about. So here's what we have. Okay, in this part, we talked about last year that one of the important things was to equip the lab and also to find virtual labs. Now, because of how we think that it might be not possible that we can start everything smoothly during the beginning of the next year and everything, we have been asked to research a little bit more about the virtual labs and the things that we can do. So I'm just giving you basically the slide of what we had discussed for the previous year. Okay, now the first option that we have is Labster. Okay, Labster is a very interesting setup. Okay, and in this case, it's completely virtual. The images that you're looking here deal with the simulations and the approach that Labster is taking. It's actually a very complete, or it appears to be a very complete kind of virtual lab where you can enter the lab and you can try it out and everything. You can go inside labster.com and there's a way of trying out the program for free. I mean for one presentation, for one demonstration. But also researching a little bit, we were basically also finding out that there's this part here with this address that we have here, that if you look at it, there's like a TED talk about the importance of Labster. This is the people that created Labster, and they're talking about numbers. They're talking about how if the students use Labster, they get to retain a lot more of the things. And basically, because the equipment that they use in their lab is state of the art and top line equipment. I mean, talking about electron microscopes and different instruments and different things that basically not even universities at some point will have. Now, the only problem that I see is that this lab can be focusing a lot on university students, but it says that it has an approach towards high school level 2. So the only problem is that it leaves outside what we have for elementary and what we might have for preschool even. Okay. The second one is Molecular Workbench. Molecular Workbench is an application that you can download. I actually downloaded it to my computer and I used a couple of things to try it out. It has interesting things that you can actually work out with the students. Again, the only problem is that it is definitely more focused on high school and university levels. They do a lot for chemistry and a lot for physics. Not so much for biology, but they do include certain things for biology as well. Um, the following is Glencoe Labs, the virtual labs created by Glencoe, which I was telling the group yesterday that it's a virtual lab that it was going to disappear in 2020, but I guess because of the situation, because of the current situation, it was not thrown out. And actually, from what I saw in some pages, is that it actually joined together forces with a page that I use a lot in my class called biologycorner.com, and it has different labs that can be used, and these are very friendly, especially because some of them can actually be used even in elementary level. For example, the experiment that I did here, I saw this experiment, following this experiment through biologycorner.com, and it was very interesting, very simple, where you can apply different color lights to see about three different plants. You have the color. Okay, you have the color right here, the color of the light that you're going to choose, because it talks about photosynthesis, and you have three different plants. The plants are one right here, one right here, one right here. You can choose which plant to actually plant, and then once you choose the different lights, you try the different lights to see how they grow. There's a calendar right here, and in this calendar you show the days that are passing by and the plants will grow. And then you have a ruler right here that allows you to measure the growth of the plants, and then you can actually have like a worksheet where you can actually write all this information down so you can reach a conclusion and everything. And as you can see, there's also things about studying of blood or studying about the microscope and microscope parts and everything. So in this case, Glencoe offers something very, very interesting. And if it's joined together with biologycorner.com, then basically it's a free kind of application. I mean, you can actually go and do the labs just by getting into the web pages. Um, I was also checking out another virtual lab. This one is from McGraw-Hill, okay, the virtual labs, and they are called the Connect Lab, the Connect Virtual Lab. And it was explaining there that it's a online lab, okay, and it can be used for many things. But again, this one is definitely like Labster, a lab that has to be paid for. Now, in this case, McGraw-Hill is doing the lab, although most of the list of labs that I saw there were actually also again for university level. They do have, because of the editorial, McGraw-Hill, they do have programs set up for elementary and even for preschool. But I am not sure if it's on the virtual labs or on the material that they have, like books and a program that they have. It seemed very, very interesting, but we would have to study a little bit more. But in this case, the problem is that it does require also buying it, or well, actually, if you go to the page and everything, what they will do is that they will actually make you fill out a file, okay, so that they can actually communicate with you, and they would call you. They give you a call to give you more information about the lab. So that's an interesting choice because it does appear, at least on the web page, it does appear to have special programs for interest in science that can be accompanied by a lot of these labs from preschool, from pre-K, it says, all the way to 12th grade. So even though the labs that I saw, the list of labs that I saw are more focused on university levels, they say that they do have an approach for preschool all the way through high school. And finally, I think that this is another interesting, very similar to Labster. This is Praxilabs. This was originated in the Arab countries. I'm not exactly sure which one, but this is offered in English and in Arabic. Okay, so it is also very interesting. It has a lot of interactive 3D virtual lab simulations. It has a focus also, but again, the problem with this one is that it focuses a lot on the university level kind of things. It is more towards the three major classes in high school, like chemistry, biology, and physics, but it can also be used. And there's also a video that you can watch right here. There's also a video that you can watch to see that. Okay, so um, that was basically it on the labs that we have researched so far. Okay, on the possibility of the labs and everything. And definitely, we were talking with a science group the other day, saying that what we can do is actually also try to form our own labs and see in what way we can actually work together as a group to compensate the lack of what we can find in the web, and do some, at least a couple of labs that can be done by ourselves with the kids, especially with the lower grade kids and the preschoolers. Okay, so I hope that you can, get enough information from this, and definitely I will be sending you the presentation so that you can actually go into the videos and watch the videos if you'd like so. Thank you very much.